What's a school rumor you heard as a kid that turned out to be true years later? Ours was about the best athlete in our grade, who vanished the summer before 9th grade and didn't come back for 4 years. Tobin Rask was the kid everybody knew. Quarterback in the fall, point guard in the winter, and somehow not a jerk about it. He'd sit with whoever was alone at lunch. He carried my project poster in from the parking lot in 6th grade, and I still remember it. Then in August, right before 9th, he was just gone. His family sold their house on Alderbrook in 9 days. They moved to a place on the Lake Road with a gate at the end of the driveway. He enrolled at Sheffield Academy, which costs more per year than my mother made. He didn't say goodbye to anybody. Not his teammates, not his best friend Devin, not Marisol Beck, who he'd been quietly obsessed with since 5th grade. At the exact same time, Coach Halloran took a leave of absence. Halloran was beloved. 22 years at that school, ran the summer conditioning program, hugged parents in the parking lot, showed up at everybody's grandmother's funeral. Half the town played for him. So when a rumor started that Tobin ended up in the hospital because of something that happened at Halloran's summer workouts, people got genuinely angry about it. I remember an 8th grader shoving a kid in the hallway for repeating it. I remember parents in the stands saying it was disgusting to talk about a good man that way. Somebody's mom said the Rasks had come into money and gotten snobby, and that's the version most people settled on because it was easier. Halloran came back in October. Everyone clapped in the gym. By Christmas, nobody talked about Tobin at all. Fast forward to senior year. Prom, last weekend of April. Marisol Beck walked in with a date, and it took the room about 6 seconds to figure out who he was. Tobin. 4 years older, 4 inches taller, thinner than he used to be, in a rented tux. He'd messaged her 2 weeks before and asked if she already had a date because he wanted to see everybody one time before he left for school in the fall. He spent that whole night getting hugged by people who'd assumed he thought he was too good for them. And then, sometime around 11, out on the patio with maybe 15 of us standing around, he told us what actually happened. That summer before 9th grade, Halloran ran his usual unofficial conditioning. Not sanctioned, not on the district calendar, no trainer. Out on the practice field at 2 in the afternoon in July because that's how he'd always done it. It hit 101 degrees that week. He had them doing hills. He had a rule about water breaks that everybody knew and nobody ever questioned, which was that you earned them. Tobin went down on the 3rd day. He was throwing up and then he stopped sweating, and Halloran told him to walk it off in the shade. 40 minutes later, another kid's father, who'd come to pick up his son, put Tobin in his own car and drove him to the emergency room himself. Heat stroke, kidney failure, 11 days in the hospital, dialysis 3 times a week for most of that year. He never played another down of anything. And here's the part that made everyone on that patio go quiet. There was never a police report, never a district investigation, never a word to any other family. Within a month, the Rasks had signed an agreement. The district covered the medical bills insurance wouldn't, plus 4 years of tuition at Sheffield, plus the difference on the house. In exchange, nobody said anything, ever. Tobin was 14. Nobody asked him what he wanted. He said his mother told him it was for his future. He said what it actually did was take his school, his team, his friends, and the girl he liked, and leave the man who put him in the hospital still running summer workouts. He said he barely spoke to his parents for 2 years, but he turned 18 in February. He never signed anything, and his parents' agreement doesn't cover his mouth. He said he wasn't there to blow anything up. He'd already talked to a lawyer and to a reporter from the county paper, and that was going to happen with or without prom. He came to prom because he'd disappeared on 100 people who cared about him, and he wanted to say sorry for it in person, once, out loud. Marisol was crying. Devin hugged him for about a minute and a half. The story ran in the paper in June, right before graduation. 2 other families came forward with kids who'd gotten sick at those same July workouts, one in 2016 and one in 2019. Halloran retired in July. The district statement used the words voluntary and long service. Tobin's at a state school now studying kinesiology. He posted about it and I liked it. Every single one of us heard that rumor when we were 14. We just decided we'd rather like the coach.